I checked into the Grand Hotel, hoping to enjoy a relaxing weekend away from the city. The receptionist gave me a key to room 13, saying it was the only one available. I didn't mind. I wasn't superstitious. I took the elevator to the 3rd floor and walked down the dimly lit corridor. The carpet was stained and the wallpaper was peeling. The place looked old and neglected. I reached room 13 and opened the door. The room was small and dark, with a single bed, a dresser, and a TV. There was a window, but it was covered with thick curtains. The air was stale and musty. I felt a chill run down my spine. I decided to freshen up and take a shower. I opened the bathroom door and saw a bathtub filled with murky water. There was a rusty razor blade on the edge of the tub. I felt a surge of nausea and quickly closed the door. I turned on the TV, hoping to distract myself. The screen flickered and showed a static image of a woman in a white dress. She had long black hair and pale skin. She was staring at me with a blank expression. She didn't blink or move. She just stared. I grabbed the remote and tried to change the channel, but nothing happened. I tried to turn off the TV, but it didn't work. I unplugged the cord, but the TV stayed on. The woman kept staring. I felt a cold sweat on my forehead. I grabbed my suitcase and ran to the door. I tried to open it, but it was locked. I banged on the door and shouted for help, but no one answered. I was trapped. I heard a soft whisper in my ear. "Welcome to room 13, it said. "You'll never leave." I turned around and saw the woman from the TV standing behind me. She smiled and showed her teeth. They were sharp and bloody. She reached out her hand and touched my face. I screamed. I felt a sharp pain in my cheek as she dug her nails into my flesh. I pushed her away and ran to the window. I ripped off the curtains and saw the street below. It was dark and deserted. There was no sign of life. I looked for something to break the glass. I saw a lamp on the dresser. I grabbed it and smashed it against the window. The glass shattered and I felt a gust of cold air. I climbed onto the ledge and looked down. I was 3 stories high. I had no choice. I had to jump. I closed my eyes and leaped. I landed on a pile of garbage bags. I felt a sharp pain in my ankle, but I ignored it. I got up and limped away from the hotel. I looked back and saw the woman in the window. She was laughing. I ran as fast as I could. I didn't know where I was going. I just wanted to get away from her. I turned a corner and saw a police car. I waved my arms and shouted for help. The car stopped and 2 officers got out. They looked at me with concern. I was bleeding and bruised. I told them what happened. I told them about the hotel, the room, the woman, everything. They looked at each other and shook their heads. They didn't believe me. They said there was no such hotel. They said the building had been abandoned for years. They said I was hallucinating. They took me to the hospital. They said I needed psychiatric help. They said I was crazy, but I know I'm not. I know what I saw. I know what I felt. She's still out there. She's still looking for me. She won't stop until she gets me. She won't stop until I'm dead. I had always been afraid of the dark. Ever since I was a child, I would sleep with a nightlight on and a teddy bear in my arms. I hated the feeling of being alone and vulnerable in the shadows, where anything could lurk and attack me. I never outgrew this fear, even as an adult. One night, I was staying at a hotel for a business trip. I had checked in late and was assigned a room on the top floor. I was too tired to notice anything unusual about the room, except that it was very dark. There was only one lamp on the bedside table, and it barely lit up the space. I decided to ignore it and just go to sleep. I turned off the lamp and crawled into the bed. I closed my eyes and tried to relax, but I felt uneasy. I sensed a presence in the room watching me. I opened my eyes and looked around, but I saw nothing. I told myself it was just my imagination and tried to sleep again. I was about to drift off when I heard a whisper in my ear. "I see you." I jolted awake and turned on the lamp. I scanned the room, but there was no one there. I felt a cold sweat on my forehead and a shiver down my spine. I grabbed my phone and called the reception, hoping to get another room. "Hello, this is the reception. How may I help you?" A cheerful voice answered. "Hi, this is room 1313. I need to change my room. There's something wrong with this one," I said, trying to sound calm. "Something wrong? What do you mean?" the voice asked. "I don't know, I just feel uncomfortable here. Please, can you give me another room?" I pleaded. "I'm sorry, sir, but we're fully booked tonight. There are no other rooms available," the voice said. "What? No, you can't do this to me. You have to help me. There's someone in here. Someone who wants to hurt me," I said, panicking. "Sir, please calm down. There's no one in your room. You're just having a bad dream. Try to relax and get some sleep. Everything will be fine in the morning," the voice said. No, you don't understand. He's here. He's watching me. He's whispering in my ear. He's saying he sees me. He sees me," I shouted. "Sir, please stop. You're scaring me. There's no one there. It's all in your head. You're just afraid of the dark. There's nothing to be afraid of. The dark can't hurt you," the voice said. "Yes, it can. It can hurt me. It can kill me. He can kill me. He's coming for me. He's coming for me," I screamed. "Sir, please, stop. You're making this up. There's no one there. There's no one there. There's no one there," the voice repeated. I dropped the phone and looked at the lamp. It flickered and went out. I was plunged into darkness. I felt a cold hand touch my shoulder and a breath on my neck. I heard a whisper in my ear. "I'm here." I tried to scream, but no sound came out. I tried to move, but I was paralyzed. I felt a sharp pain in my chest, as if a knife was stabbing me. I felt a warm liquid trickle down my body. I realized I was bleeding. I felt a cold kiss on my lips. I realized he was smiling. He whispered in my ear, "I love you." I felt a wave of terror wash over me. I realized he was lying. He didn't love me. He hated me. He wanted to destroy me. He wanted to make me suffer. He wanted to make me his. He whispered in my ear, "You're mine." I felt a final jolt of pain as he ripped out my heart. I felt a sudden emptiness as he took my soul. I felt a complete darkness as he ended my life. He whispered in my ear, "Goodbye." In the heart of Willowdale town, a thick mist clung to the grandeur of the forsaken Victorian manor known as Trelawney Manor. Its weathered facade, once adorned with intricate carvings, now stood as a relic of a bygone era, its splendor overshadowed by an unsettling aura of desolation. Whispers of the manor's haunting tales had woven their way into the fabric of the town's folklore, an ominous narrative passed down through generations. Stories of the Trelawney family, their tragic demise, and the malevolent forces that lingered within the manor's walls cast a sinister pall over Willowdale. Curiosity often beckoned the youth of the town to test their courage against the whispers that echoed through the streets. Late-night tales spun around flickering campfires told of spectral apparitions seen in the windows, their gaunt figures and hollow eyes etched into the minds of all who dared listen. On a moonless night, a group of adventurous souls gathered at the manor's gates, drawn by the allure of the unknown. They spoke in hushed tones, their breaths visible in the frigid air, as they exchanged nervous glances and steeled themselves for the impending descent into the abyss of the Trelawney legacy. Each step toward the manor felt like a plunge into the unknown, the silence broken only by the creaking of rusted gates and the crunch of fallen leaves underfoot. Shadows seemed to move in the periphery, elongated forms that slithered and shifted, echoing the torment that plagued the once grand estate. As they approached the looming entrance, a chill descended upon the group, a tangible dread that gnawed at their resolve. The moon's silvery glow struggled to pierce the dense canopy of trees that surrounded the manor, casting sporadic beams that illuminated the shattered windows like sinister eyes watching their approach. With a trembling hand, one among them pushed open the creaking doors, unleashing a haunting symphony of groans that echoed through the night. The foyer lay shrouded in darkness, save for the feeble glow of a flickering lantern that seemed to beckon them deeper into the abyss. They ventured cautiously, their footsteps muffled by the thick layer of dust that coated the floor. Paintings hung askew on the walls, their once vibrant depictions now warped by time and neglect, their eyes following the intruder's every move with an unsettling gaze. As they dared to explore further, whispers seemed to emanate from the very walls, an eerie chorus of fragmented voices that spoke in fragmented phrases, a haunting litany of regret, despair, and forgotten pleas for salvation. Suddenly, a chilling wind swept through the corridors, extinguishing the lantern's feeble glow. Darkness enveloped them like a suffocating shroud, panic seizing their hearts as they fumbled in the blackness, their breaths ragged and fear-laden. Whispers grew louder, more insistent, as unseen forces seemed to converge upon the group. Some claimed to feel icy fingers brush against their skin, while others swore they heard guttural murmurs that spoke of ancient curses and vengeful spirits. In a frenzy of terror, they fled the manor, their hearts pounding in unison with the haunting echoes that followed them into the night. Their minds forever scarred by the spectral encounters within the haunted corridors of Trelawney Manor, their hurried whispers a cautionary tale that echoed through the town's alleys, a chilling reminder to never tempt the ire of the malevolent spirits that lay dormant within.